The James Webb Telescope gave us the clearest look ever at Proxima b. It's been a real eye-opener, giving us some cool hints about whether this exoplanet could actually support life. So, let's take a look at what makes Proxima b so interesting and whether it could be another Earth. This planet, Proxima b, is hanging out in the habitable zone of its star, Proxima Centauri. What's the big deal? Well, it's only 4.2 light-years away. Imagine another Earth so close, maybe even with oceans and life. But wait, Proxima Centauri b isn't the only thing in that system with the red dwarf star. There's also a companion, Proxima Centauri c. Who knows what other secrets are hiding there? Maybe another undiscovered planet? Proxima Centauri also seems to give off about the same amount of energy as the Sun does to Earth. Does this mean there's water on Proxima b, or even life? When we start looking beyond our own solar system, we find all sorts of exoplanets, planets orbiting other stars. With billions of stars out there, the possibilities for exoplanets are endless. Some even wander around without a star. Proxima Centauri b is a really interesting one. Its year is just 112 Earth days, and it's way closer to its star than we are to the Sun. This means one side of the planet is always in sunlight, while the other is stuck in darkness. Now, let's talk about Proxima Centauri, the star Proxima b circles. It's part of the Alpha Centauri system, which has 3 stars. These stars are the closest to our solar system. 2 of them, Rigil Kentaurus, Alpha Centauri A, and Alpha Centauri B, are like a double star. Proxima Centauri, also called Alpha Centauri c, is a red dwarf, a smaller, cooler type of star. It's a bit farther away from the other 2. Proxima actually means closest in Latin, which is fitting. A Scottish astronomer, Robert Thorburn, discovered it in 1915. It's not easy to see without a telescope, but it's still worth looking at. Red dwarfs are energy smart. They don't give off a ton of energy, but they can keep shining for trillions of years. Proxima Centauri will probably be around for another 4 trillion years. But there's a debate about whether planets around red dwarfs can actually support life. For one, they have flares, which are like big explosions. Also, the habitable zone around a red dwarf is much closer than ours. Proxima b gets blasted with a lot of UV radiation, even more than we get from the Sun. This can strip away its atmosphere. Just because a planet is the right distance from its star doesn't make it livable. Proxima b might not have a stable atmosphere to keep the temperature steady. Without that, any life on the surface would be in trouble. So, while it might look Earth-like at first glance, it might not be so friendly to life. Scientists are still carefully checking things because some make the planet inhabitable. The mission to discover the truth about Proxima b goes on, and the James Webb Telescope is a key tool. After waiting a while, they launched the telescope in 2018, and it should help us figure out if there's life on Proxima b. But science is never simple. They had to make some adjustments to make sure the telescope gives good images. See, if a planet like Proxima b can absorb light from its star, it can also send it back as infrared light. The James Webb Telescope is built to see that light. It can take pictures of it and look for patterns that might tell us if there's water or an atmosphere. But what if the atmosphere isn't the right kind? Just having an atmosphere doesn't mean there's life. Proxima b could be like Venus, with a super thick atmosphere and crazy temperatures. Figuring out Proxima b won't be easy. Costs are going up, so space scientists are feeling the pressure to find ways to study planets like this. The chance to explore a planet that might have life is worth it. If Proxima b is livable, could we visit it someday? It's the closest exoplanet, which makes it super interesting. It's also about the same size as Earth, and it's in the habitable zone, which suggests it might have the right conditions for life. That closeness makes it a good target for interstellar missions. Imagine that. Even though we can't go there yet, Proxima b is definitely on the list for future missions. As technology gets better, it's one of the most exciting things we could do in space exploration. Of course, it's not a walk in the park. It would take spacecraft like Voyager 2000s of years to get to the Proxima Centauri system. But there's a thought: solar sails. These super-thin sails could push a spacecraft to Alpha Centauri using the pressure from sunlight. That way, we wouldn't need to worry about running out of fuel. This tech could teach us a lot about the possibility of life on other planets like Proxima b. Of course, there are limits. Just having an atmosphere doesn't guarantee life. Proxima b could be like Venus with a thick, hot atmosphere that's not good for anything. The James Webb Telescope can see emissions if they're bright enough. The discovery of Proxima b has scientists and space fans excited. It's close to Earth and it might be livable. Since it's one of the closest exoplanets, it's a big focus for scientists who study the possibility of life in space. It's in the habitable zone of Proxima Centauri, so it could have liquid water, which is important for life. But the radiation from its star could strip away its atmosphere, and that wouldn't be good. Even with those challenges, scientists are upbeat. The discovery of Proxima b was a big step in finding Earth-like planets. Powerful telescopes keep giving us important info. Missions in the future will try to explore the planet's surface, its geography, and the chance of life. Proxima b is similar to Earth and close to us, making it a good choice for future space exploration. There are tons of planets waiting to be found in the universe. They come in all shapes and sizes, with some being giants and others like Earth. So, what are these other exoplanets that exist? One type is gas giants, which are like Jupiter and Saturn, but even bigger. Some are so big they're called super-Jupiters. Then there are hot Jupiters, which are gas giants that orbit really close to their stars. Talk about hot. We also have Neptunian exoplanets, which are similar in size to Uranus and Neptune. Hot Neptunes and small Neptunes are smaller and closer to their stars. They're often mysterious, since their atmospheres are hard to study. And let's not forget the Earth-like exoplanets. They're similar to Earth in size, and some are even super-Earths, which are bigger than our planet but smaller than Neptune. Proxima Centauri b is one example, and it's classified as a super-Earth. Proxima Centauri b isn't alone, though. It has a companion, Proxima Centauri c, which is much farther away. Proxima Centauri b appears to be incredibly bright. Maybe because it has rings? In 2019, astronomers spotted a shift in the star's orbit, which could mean there's another planet there. If that's true, it'll be called Proxima Centauri d, and it'll be about the size of Mercury or Mars. Can you imagine a night sky filled with all those planets? The universe is full of surprises, and exoplanets are one of them. It's a fun time to be a space scientist with the new discoveries being made almost every day. While we don't know how many exoplanets there actually are, we're positive that they exist. Of course, studying exoplanets has its issues. They're often hard to see because their stars are so bright. But, thanks to technology, we can now take direct images of exoplanets. To do that, the exoplanet must be big enough to see, far enough from its star, and young enough to be hot and easy to spot. Most times, we find exoplanets by looking at how they affect their stars. The exoplanet's gravity can cause the star to wobble, and we can sense that. The Kepler Space Telescope used something called the transit method, which measures how much a star dims when an exoplanet passes in front of it. That gives us info about the exoplanet's size, distance, and temperature. Here are a couple of fun facts. More than 22% of stars like the Sun have Earth-sized planets in their habitable zones. Also, TRAPPIST-1 has 7 rocky exoplanets with water on their surfaces. Exoplanets can also have moons, just like the planets in our solar system. With 4,000+ exoplanets found so far, we know they're all over the place. Hot Jupiters are the easiest to find, but there are lots more out there waiting to be discovered. So, the James Webb Telescope has given us the clearest look ever at Proxima b, revealing some awesome details about this maybe habitable exoplanet. Let's take a trip through space to check out Proxima b and see if it could be a new Earth. Out there in space, there's this interesting planet in the habitable zone of its star, Proxima Centauri. Proxima b is only 4.2 light-years away. It's full of mysteries. Could it be another Earth with oceans and life? Guess what? Proxima Centauri b isn't the only thing in that system. There's also Proxima Centauri c orbiting that red dwarf star. And who knows what else might be hiding there? Maybe another planet we haven't found yet. Here's another cool thing. Proxima Centauri puts out about the same amount of energy as Earth gets from the Sun. Could this mean there's water on the surface and maybe even life? As we look beyond our solar system, we find all sorts of exoplanets, planets orbiting other stars. With billions of stars in the universe, there are tons of exoplanets. Some even float around without a star to orbit. Proxima Centauri b is a really interesting one. Its year is only 112 Earth days, and it's closer to its star than Earth is to the Sun. One side is always in sunlight, while the other is always dark. Now, let's look at Proxima Centauri, the star Proxima b orbits. It's part of the Alpha Centauri triple star system, which includes Rigel Kentaurus, Alpha Centauri A, and Alpha Centauri b. These stars are the closest to our solar system. Rigel Kentaurus and Alpha Centauri b are a binary system, called Alpha Centauri A and B. From Earth, they look like one star, and they're the third brightest in our night sky. Proxima Centauri, Alpha Centauri c, is a red dwarf, way far from the other two stars. It's our closest star neighbor, but you can't see it without a telescope. But don't let that fool you. Proxima Centauri is still worth studying. Red dwarfs are pretty energy efficient. They don't make a ton of energy, but they can shine for trillions of years. Proxima Centauri will probably be a main sequence star for another 4 trillion years. It's still up for debate whether a red dwarf star like Proxima Centauri can support life. For one, it's a flare star, meaning it has a lot of explosions. Plus, its habitable zone is much closer than the Sun's. But here's the catch. Proxima b gets blasted with a lot of ultraviolet radiation from its star, way more than we get from the Sun. It's so extreme that it strips away hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. And that's not all. Just because a planet is the right distance from its star doesn't mean it can have life. Proxima b might not have a stable atmosphere, which is key for keeping the temperature right and having liquid water. Without it, any life would get hammered by space weather, making it nearly impossible to survive. So, even though Proxima b might look Earth-like, it's not exactly ready to support life. Scientists are still cautious because a lot of things make it not so friendly. The mission to figure out Proxima b is still going. The James Webb Telescope is helping. After a long wait, it finally launched and is helping us see if there's life on Proxima b. But things aren't always simple. The James Webb Telescope needs some tweaks to get the clearest pictures. Abby Tabor, a physicist at Harvard, said that if a planet like Proxima b can absorb light from its star, it can also give off infrared light, that is, heat. The James Webb Telescope can detect this from the heat emanating from the planet's surface and look for signs of water or an atmosphere. But what if the atmosphere isn't good for life? Ed Turner, an astrophysicist at Princeton University, warns that the presence of atmosphere doesn't mean the planet can sustain life. Proxima b could be like Venus, with a really thick atmosphere and crazy temperatures that would make it impossible for life. Trying to understand Proxima b has its challenges. The James Webb Telescope is great, but there are other things to think about. Space scientists are feeling the pressure to find ways to study planets like Proxima b. A lot is on the line, but finding a distant planet that might have life would be worth it. If the exoplanet was habitable, might we visit it one day? It's the closest exoplanet to us, which is why it is so interesting. Plus, it's about the same size as Earth and it's in the habitable zone, meaning it could have the right conditions for life. Because it's so close, it's an ideal planet to look for life beyond Earth. Although we can't go there yet, it's on the list for future missions as technology improves. It would take spacecraft to get to the Proxima Centauri system. One idea is solar sails. These thin sails could use sunlight to push a spacecraft along so it wouldn't need fuel. This tech could give us some insight into if there is life on other planets such as Proxima b. There are, of course, limitations. It doesn't mean there is life just because there is an atmosphere. Proxima b could be like Venus with a thick, hot atmosphere. Guess what? The James Webb Telescope can detect these emissions only if they reach a brightness of daytime side. If Proxima b has advanced civilizations, they may use orbital mirrors. The discovery of Proxima b has scientists and space fans excited. It could be a good candidate for future interstellar exploration. There are countless planets waiting to be discovered in our universe. With new discoveries being made constantly, it's exciting. There are also gas giants and Neptunian exoplanets. Then there are Neptunian exoplanets, ones like Neptune and Uranus. Another big discovery recently was Proxima Centauri b. Proxima Centauri b isn't alone, and Proxima Centauri system has other planets. While we don't yet have all the details, with advancements in technology, direct imaging is now possible. Exoplanets are most commonly found through the changes they induce in their host stars. Here are a couple of fun facts. Did you know that more than 22% of stars similar to the Sun have Earth-sized planets in their habitable zones, and that the solar system, TRAPPIST-1, is home to 7 rocky exoplanets with liquid on their surfaces? Exoplanets similar to the ones in our solar system can also have natural satellites called exomoons. So far, we have discovered more than 4,000 exoplanets. We know they exist,